Welcome to my channel. I'm Robert Avila, an e-commerce marketer with over 18 years experience, and I want to share some of the advantages that you have as an entrepreneur, as a digital content creator, an affiliate marketer, a solo business owner over some of the large scale websites. And the biggest thing that I found was the speed of implementation. That is such a huge advantage. Now there's advantages, and I'll share in another video what these large enterprise sites have. But there was a lot of things that I saw that I was like, wow, I don't think a lot of people realize the advantage you have just being able to have an idea the moment you wake up and put that idea into action by afternoon. With all the AI tools available and you being the sole decision maker, you can jump right in and make things happen much faster. We've all heard that analogy of maybe a large cruise ship, and how much effort it takes to change course direction versus a smaller speedboat. As the entrepreneur, you're in that speedboat and you can maneuver really quickly and pivot in a different direction. That was one of the big realizations that I had realized during that tenure, the 18 years of the e-commerce space. Because in the big e-commerce space, and we're talking sites where there may be thousands of products, several tens of thousands of SKUs, color variations, everything else. There's a lot involved. There's a lot of different departments, different teams, different priorities within the business. You just can't have an idea and just implement it and run with it the same day as you could as an entrepreneur. That is such a big advantage. And one of the ideas I think that comes to mind initially is if there is an idea you have for a digital product that you want to create, you can jump right into AI, draft out your ideas, test some of those ideas, what's going to make the most sense, where some of the gaps are in some of your logic, and how to organize your thoughts and start working on that content today, because you don't have other competing businesses within your business for those resources. And that's a huge advantage. Now it's also challenging too, because you may be the only person working on your business at this time. You haven't reached a point where you can outsource and get help from other key players to help you drive your ideas forward, but that is a really huge advantage. The other piece is if you are working with AI, for instance, you could be talking to ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or Gemini while you're lying in bed. You can bounce ideas versus setting up a meeting, scheduling multiple people to be on a call to bounce ideas off of, fleshing out the idea, putting some logic behind the value of implementing that, what all the resources are going to take to implement that. There are some cases where you could have, in a big corporate structure, multiple teams, multiple leaders, multiple calls, multiple months, sometimes several months of discussing that idea, weeks and weeks on putting a number to that idea, then presenting that idea, and now that idea is competing against a dozen others that also have value to the business. And this could go on for a long time. Unfortunately, that's the case. Now, there's other times where things move very quickly, but it's not going to move as quickly as you working on your own business, your own product, your own YouTube channel. I think sometimes, and this is my perspective, is seeing big companies, and my belief was, which is true, there's a huge financial leverage they have, also the resources, the teams, and the brilliant thinkers and developers that they had. There's a lot, but it's not infinite resources. So even though you may be a one-person business at this point, there's still a lot of advantages that you have. Another big one is the availability of software. At a big company, there may be software in place that existed for several years, maybe decades, and it takes a lot to change direction on that. There's a lot of intertwined business systems that can be impacted, and that's why there is all the time time that's needed to get these ideas fleshed out, see what the impact is on different systems. We're starting out, you're a one-person business in most cases. You can set up a email software that can compete and have features that some of these large companies don't have. One that I'd seen several years ago was the ability of a email marketing software also having features to do a text where you can say text the word, whatever that word may be, blueprint, to a specific number, and that would opt you in and help you get opt into that email sequence. Where at a large company, that's a whole new a whole new a whole new business case to review and look at any type of security issues and what the trade-off is, what the time is, and of course there's other projects that are going on and there's dev work that's required for that. So there's a lot of huge advantages as an affiliate marketer. So keep that in mind. You can jump right in, and as well as the barrier of entry to start a YouTube channel or to create a digital course. You could host that. I've seen some things that are hosted early on within Google Sheets or Google Docs versus a software platform as you're building up. So focus on all the advantages you do have and take that into heavy consideration because it weighs a lot. There's a lot involved in that. And until you're in a big e-commerce space, it may not be obvious that there are challenges and things that exist there that don't exist for a solopreneur. You could just pick up a camera, start recording videos, and you're off to the races. You don't have to put as much planning up front into the shots, the location, the legalities, the models used. There's a lot. I can go on, and I'll share some more of these thoughts and lessons I learned over the years with you as well. And then I also want to share that other side too. What are the leverage points that a big e-commerce enterprise website does have over someone just starting out as a single business owner? So stay excited, stay motivated, stay focused. Focus on all the resources you do have and not what you don't have, and jump right in. It's a perfect time. You can instantly have a business partner in AI as well as some of the YouTube content you discover, and just keep moving forward. And I wish you all the success. We'll talk soon. Thanks for visiting.